I'm finally getting round to sowing some seeds today. We want to get as many containers on that bench as we can with all different varieties of things growing. And obviously we're going to stick to as many cold hardy things as we can, because we're going to try and grow these through autumn and winter. And I'm going to be using recycled compost as well, and we'll just add some fish blood and bone to it just to amend it, make sure there's some nutrients in there. But the first thing we need to do is fill these up after I've sieved this compost, just to get rid of any old roots or lumps that might be in there. As always, when we sieve this compost, we do end up with that lumpy stuff. So as we go, I'm just going to put that in the bottoms of these containers. That's going to help with drainage, and it's going to save us a bit of compost at the same time. Now that's been done, we'll start and get all these containers filled up, and then we'll have a look at what seeds we're going to be sowing this morning. At least we've got some nice fine compost to work with straight away. I'll just fill these up almost at top, then I'll bang them down. That's settled all that compost for us and left us a gap around top. And I am going to level them all out as I go, not compressing it down, just making it nice and level on top for seeds to go on. This compost has also been pre-moistened. So I'll just crack on and get the rest filled. So for now, I've filled up 6 containers. That'll be plenty to be going on with today. Now we just need to decide what seeds we're putting on. And we'll just leave these on this bench when we've done it. And we've added some fish blood and bone to these bowls as well. So we've got a little boost of nutrients to start us off. I am going to moisten tops of these before I put the seeds on, because I want the seeds to stay where I put them. And I'm going to start with one of the fastest growing things that we can do through autumn. And that's radish, because we can either grow these on for leaves or we can grow them on for bulbs. But we can also put quite a lot of seeds in here, because as these bulbs develop, they will push each other apart. Just like when you multi-sow onions or beetroot. So as you can see, we're putting a lot of seeds on there. But if we do decide to harvest for leaves, we're going to get a lot of leaves from this one little container. So we're basically overseeding it. So that's that one finished. Then I'm going to do some more spring onions. But these we're going to space out a little bit better, because we can take the green tops from these, but we can also wait for them to bulb up as well. And we've done that in past. We've took 2 cuttings of green onion tops, and then we've still ended up with bulbs at the end of it. So I'm putting quite a few on, but not as many as what we did with that radish, and that'll do. And then I'm going to do some salad leaf, and it's for cut and come again, and this one's called Apache, so it's a red leaf. And once again, really overseeding that container. We grew these earlier on in the year and they did really well, so since they're a reliable one, we'll make sure we get plenty of these on go. And the best part of overseeding is if a couple of seeds don't germinate, you're guaranteed there's quite a few that will. That's plenty on there as well. But you can see to what degree we're doing this. Then I'm going to want a different type of salad, so we're going to use a French mixed salad leaf. You don't get loads and loads of seeds in these packets, but there were something like 20 pence each, so we get plenty to do a nice big container, a cut and come again salad leaf. And then we're getting a lot of different varieties at the same time. This is all mixed leaves, and then we've got the one that's all red, being the Apache. And when I do these, I'll just use this whole packet. So again, I'm going to really overseed this container. These are not only fast growing plants, but they're also cold hardy, so they're going to be perfect through autumn and winter, especially because I'm leaving them in this greenhouse as well. And since that weather's cooled down and going to get quite a bit cooler, we can now start resowing spinach. As we all know, spinach bolts when it gets too hot, and I don't think we're going to have that problem as we go through the next few weeks. So we might as well get ourselves some more spinach on go. And they're really big seeds, so you can see exactly how many you're putting on. That one that I've just used is called Matador. There's quite a lot of seeds on there, so that'll do. And then I'm going to do some more carrots, and these are those little stubby carrots called Chantenay Royal. So they don't need to grow for as long as a regular carrot, but we do need to try and space these out a little bit. We can thin them later on, but it's best to do these carefully from the start. So when I broadcast these seeds, I do them a little bit higher up, because then they'll bounce away from each other, and it helps to separate these carrots best way you can. And if we get a container full of little baby carrots, I'm still quite happy with that, as long as we get something, which I'm sure we will, because these carrots haven't done bad this year either. Putting a few extra on, once again, just in case some don't germinate. And that's going to be plenty on there. And we've now got 6 containers of different varieties ready to start growing. All we need to do is cover those up. For the really small seeds like lettuce and carrot, I tend to cover with a colander because it just gives a really light coating of compost, so those seeds come through a lot quicker. But if you want to, you can just sprinkle compost over the top. Now that's all been done, I'm just going to give a very light watering to the top. We don't want to disturb that compost now we've got it all nicely levelled out. But we want to make sure there is plenty of moisture in here. And then last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover these bowls up with a couple of sheets of glass. And that's going to serve 2 purposes. It's going to retain some moisture in these containers while we're waiting for those seeds to germinate. But it's also going to stop mice going in there and digging up these seeds, which is something we definitely don't want. And I'll just weight that down, and that will keep everything nice and even. So now we've got loads more containers all set up for us autumn growing, which is brilliant. And we've got some more left, so over the next couple of days I'll fill some more up, and the intention is to fill that bench with as many containers as I can of different varieties that we can grow and then start harvesting through autumn and winter. And because we're using those wash bowls, they're taking up hardly any space, we're not using a lot of compost, and we know from past experience they do a really good job. And it's good to see that a lot of people are now buying these wash bowls to do the same experiment with their container gardening. And other people that have mentioned they've just purchased greenhouses, amongst other things, in preparation for next season. So if you're thinking about doing any growing and you've got a little greenhouse available, maybe try some container growing inside your greenhouse, off the ground, away from a lot of pests, a lot warmer, and definitely a lot easier to maintain. And maybe we can all end up with a really nice autumn crop this year. If you're interested in seeing what other containers I'm going to be filling and putting in these greenhouses, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.